Hey, what's up, horror fans? This is Vincent DeSanti, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Ghost Files. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Friday, August 29th. I am your host, Vincent DeSanti, and I'd like to welcome you to episode number 55 of The Ghost Files Live. How's everybody doing tonight? I see the chat is popping off. This is going to be a low-key stream tonight. I am also on the Wi-Fi, so if I end up dropping out at some point, I do apologize. I'm in the middle of setting up my new space still, but I figured I'd drop in this week for a casual production update with some stuff that's going on at Womp Stomp Films. It's been pretty quiet on the front of things going on in the Jason universe in Crystal Lake world. Things are kind of progressing throughout the things or throughout the community and stuff like that. We'll go over some of it later tonight, but mostly I wanted to focus on productions that we are working on and productions that we want to give updates to our fans and to our backers from a crowdfunding campaign. So if you're a backer from the crowdfunding campaign, even coming in late and watching this, because I'm going to send this out in an update at some point, consider this a great way to check in if you got questions about orders, if you got status about campaigns. We're going to do that tonight, and I will cover that in other weeks if you want to do that in the live Q&A section, and I will do more live Q&A towards the end of this. But before I jump into the comments, I just remind everybody to please like and subscribe this channel. If you haven't already, this is where you're going to get the premiere Friday the 13th fan film content, as we're going to talk independent filmmaking and a lot more original projects coming up from the world of Womp Stomp Films pretty soon. So let's jump into the chat real quick. I want to turn on my chat window so I can see what people are saying. I see Jacob Thompson. There's somebody I owe some packages to. Womp Stomp Films, when are you guys going to release the Never Hike Alone 2 behind the scenes video? We're still working on that. Love the intro. Thank you. I made it to go. Oh, there's Jacob again. There's Allie again. Everything is going great. Doc and Rockers in the hang. What's up, Greg? Steve DMV's here. Shot by Shot is here. Adam Stout is here. Jaden Stewart. Lamontre dropped in, Crafter Films, and I believe that is everybody so far. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Looks like about like 20-ish people in the stream. I'm going to hide the current comment. If you notice, we're running a little challenge tonight. Always trying to help support the old folks at Womp Stomp Films, aka me, and our ability to continue doing what we do here. I got a little challenge in the chats tonight that we're trying to do at least 5 super chats tonight. Around $2, nothing too crazy, just to raise a little bit of extra cash today. But Adam Stout actually mentioned, where is he? Episode number 55 and almost 100K subs. Nice job. Yeah, we're at 95,000. 450 something subscribers, so we're getting pretty close to that 100K threshold. If you have gone out in the world of social media this week, do me a favor, share the channel, share some stuff about Friday the 13th. If you see people talking about Friday the 13th, debating what their top 4 is, or if you see somebody on Sweet Revenge and they didn't like it or whatever, you just shoot them a little link to Never Hike Alone and see if we can grow this channel to 100,000 subs and really get some stuff going. So let's dive into some stuff that we got going on. The first thing that I want to address is let's see, I got to do things to make our lives better. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. But let's go into presentation mode real quick. Bong bong. First of all, we have some upcoming appearances coming pretty soon. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this off, turn this off for just a little bit. So I got Dark Arts Festival coming up on Sunday, September 7th in Providence, Rhode Island at the Rhode Island School of Design, RISD. It's at 20 Washington Place in Providence, Rhode Island. Come down. It's going to be a one-day event. It is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm going to have a booth set up. I'm going to have a tent for everybody because it's going to be outside. It's going to be really cool. We're going to have Blu-rays. I'm going to have posters. I'm going to have 8x10s. I'm going to be doing signings. Maybe I'll bring a couple of really cool figures down. We got a couple extra figures that we could maybe put for sale. So if you haven't come down and you're in the Providence, Greater Rhode Island area or in the Greater New England area, definitely come down for the day and hang out with us. And if in a couple weekends that is too much and too quick for you, you can also come and visit me October 18th through the 19th at the Taunton Conference Center for Monster Expo Apocalypse. They're doing a Goosebumps reunion, as well as having Carl Toop, who did a lot of work as a xenomorph. We got Dana Ree, BJ Verot, Eddie Desler. I can't read that because it's too small. Sally Sabatini and Garrett Sanders. And of course, I'm going to be there again, set up. If you're in the middle of Massachusetts and you want to come out and visit Monster Expo, these are always a great time. I love my Monster Expo family. So come on out, say hello. I'll, same thing. I'm going to have Blu-ray signings, all that fun stuff. So definitely go into there. So now that is out of the way, I want to talk about Never Hike Alone 2. We still have an Indiegogo that I owe a lot of people stuff, but we have really crossed a great threshold. A majority of the packages for the domestic shipping are out. I was able to get through the majority of the VHS packages this weekend. But what we did with the nice thing is that we actually moved into a brand new space at the warehouse where we were storing a lot of the larger materials, as you'll see in the second here. Like you can see over here to the left, that's a bin with all the props and things, and it's kind of a few tiers high. See there, you see all the Blu-rays lined up to the right. I'm basically getting ready to go full tilt on international orders. I started tapping into more of the Canadian orders. I believe we have 57 of those left. After that will be the UK. After that will be France, Germany, Australia, and then the smorgasbord of other Italian. There will be some going to Italy, but the international location. So we are working on that. Now that we're in this space, I have what I need to really dig in and get everything out. I'm actually running a lot of Wi-Fi off a hotspot, which is really nice. I got my little printer over there. And it's just nice to have everything in one place instead of just at the apartment, because it was sort of getting claustrophobic in there. And we got through most of the domestic orders, and then I moved everything back over here so I could have a little peace and sanity. So basically, this is my routine during the week. I'm working mostly during the week, but I do show up about 3 or 4 times a week to the warehouse to ship anywhere between 50, 20, even 10 packages a night. Some people need work. You know what I mean? I have to look up their orders. Sometimes the addresses internationally don't always line up. So I got to send emails and I got to do a little bit of back and forth. So these orders will go a little bit slower, but they are moving along, which brings me towards, so on that front, which also brings me to, let me see, let's talk about some cool stuff that's on the way. So not necessarily Never Hike Alone 2, but we will get into that. But we do have the final cut, and we still have Ghost in the Fog. We have items in those worlds that are also being built. A quick little update I want to show you guys here is this is a preview of one of Kaiden Ritchie's figures from the final cut campaign. So these are the reprinted, or not reprinted, but repainted NECA dolls. This isn't a finished doll. You can tell he's still got a little bit of work to do on it, but this is a test for will it fit in these types of plastic cases, and this was a success. So what's going to happen is that Kaiden is finishing up these figures right now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put an insert that looks like this. So you get this cool front area. Jason will probably be in that, on the left hand side in that little blank area. Never Hike Alone, Ghost Jason. There's a nice little inscription there for everybody, and that will be in the back. So as you can imagine, as that comes together with this, it's going to be a pretty special package for everybody. And another cool update is we have our first test print for the animated figure for the 3D 7-inch statuette by Sculptor Die. This was modeled by Tyler Adams. This is just one print. These have been going through printing and curing for the last couple of weeks. So Brandon will be working on these and having these ready to us in the next few weeks. So I'm really, really excited about that. And so on the front of fulfilling and all of those things, the idea is that we're going to get all the way through the Never Hike Alone 2 shipments. I am working with somebody right now on the Ghost Chicken stuff, which I'll get to in a little bit. But part of that, of what we're doing is looking for, when we do the Ghost Chicken campaign, that we're going to look for a professional fulfillment service, which Scott Allen Gregory, the person who I'm partnering with on this, does have someone that they can work with. I'm going to see if what we can do for Never Hike Alone, the final cut, is take all the wonderful things that I currently have at the warehouse, ship it to them, get everything prepped for you guys, and have a professional fulfillment service start taking care of these orders. I think that Womp Stomp is we've grown beyond like, oh, we have 230 backers. We can do that in a weekend. This is obviously taking way too long. I do apologize to everybody for the amount of time that's happened. Obviously, we lost multiple vendors. We have fixed those avenues, which is really, really great. I really want to shout out to Bison Discs. I want to shout out to Cryptic Carousel. Those are some of our new vendors, but I also want to shout out to New Century Media, who went out of business. They were really great to us for many, many years. It was really big loss to have them. Disc Makers was good. They were a little expensive. That's what we got the Never Hike Alone 2 Blu-rays out, but now we're working through Bison Disc. They have a wonderful service over there. If you're an independent filmmaker and you want to get your disc printed, I highly recommend Bison Disc. They really go above and beyond, and they have direct communication. It makes it really, really easy. So we've been doing that. So all of those things for the Final Cut and Ghost in the Fog are in progress as far as what we need to do. So we've already put in Never Hike Alone. We've already put through Never Hike in the Snow. We've already put through Never Hike Alone 2. The Ghost Cut is currently going through next. In fact, I just submitted everything on Thursday. And next Tuesday, they're going to start production on the new Ghost Cut, which is going to be great. So that's going to be coming out. Some of the backers in the Never Hike Alone 2 campaign who did not receive a Ghost Cut from the previous batch, which ran out, the one from New Century Media, you're going to get a brand new edition of the Ghost Cut, which includes Never Hike Alone 2, all of the bonus features from the previous disc, plus a sneak preview of Never Hike Alone Ghost in the Fog that also appears on the Never Hike Alone 2 disc as well. So we did expand that out a little bit, and we added a few more subtitles. So a good shout out to Eddie Pasa, who came through like in the clutch and redid all the subtitles for all of our movies for all the new Blu-rays, which is really, really cool. Those Blu-rays are currently available on the Ghost in the Fog campaign if you want to pick them up, if you want to get the new ones as well. Some new features and stuff will be coming along with there, so that will be pretty good. So things are moving along there. We are going to look for professional services to sort of fulfill future campaigns, so that way we can just focus on making the movies. We're going to have to make adjustment to our prices for shipping, but I think that pricing adjustment is going to be cost effective for the fact that we found new vendors that are actually saving us a ton of money. So our campaigns moving forward are going to be a lot more affordable for both you as a consumer and a supporter, and us as a crowdfunding company. We're going to be able to afford those things that we want to provide for you as gifts for a much more appropriate price versus what we were being charged sort of on some other things. The turnaround times are going to be great. And then the turnaround times on shipping things are going to be good. We're always forward with you guys where we're at with production. Currently, we're waiting on Ghost Hawks, which will be coming in fairly soon. There's 3 sickles and a Pam head that we're waiting on. So those things are incoming. They should be the last things in the line. So domestic orders, there's probably about 50 Ghost Hawk masks that are holding up orders. And then overseas, there's another handful of Ghost Hawk masks that will hold up orders. But other than that, we're going to be cranking through and getting as many orders out as possible. I promise you that. We're almost there. Thank you for hanging in there. And I promise you, as soon as the Final Cut is done and everything else is done and those things are ready to ship, that campaign is going to flow really, really well. And Ghost Chicken is going to flow really, really well next. So the next thing I want to jump into is Never Hike Alone, the Final Cut. I haven't talked about this in a little while. It's been a little quiet on that front only because we've been juggling so many different projects, and we did sort of leave off with the editor on a couple of things that we wanted to work on. A couple of things I wanted to show you is we're going to bring back some new shots. So I want to give you a couple previews of those shots. We found this shot from the library. This is one we never ended up using in the opening of the film. We're going to recut the opening of Never Hike Alone, so it's going to be really, really cool. We're going to pull in some shots from a day that it actually snowed. So this is the day after a snowfall, and we actually didn't end up using these shots. There was 2 versions of driving up the mountain. One of them was with snow on the ground, and the other one wasn't with snow on the ground. And if you look in Never Hike Alone, even in the final shot, there are some shots of snow that you can actually see. But I think we're going to try to pull some things out that are a little bit more just different. We want it to be a different thing. We're also working on getting together to do that bonus scene. It really is crunch time to get this done. So I've been working with my team. It's Labor Day weekend this weekend. My cinematographer for this is going to be just got married. He's going to be on his honeymoon this week. So when he comes back, we're all going to wrap our brains around this one-day scene. We have a lot of the materials that we need to do it. We're going to cast it. We're going to get background over here. If you're a friend of mine and you're watching this, just expect around the last weekend of September, we're going to have a big barbecue at my house. We're going to film some scenes in the backyard, and then I'm going to kill everybody. It's going to be fun. We're going to kill everybody. How that happens, you guys will have to wait to see how we end up pulling that out. But if you want to help support that happen, you can go to Ghost in the Fog right now and help us raise a little bit more money to afford some special effects that we're going to need. So definitely drop into the campaign. I'm going to be streamlining that sucker pretty soon, and we'll get into that guy in a little bit. I'm going to be streamlining that campaign. I'm going to be adding some expedited shipping options. I'm going to be slimming out the options that we have as far as what's there. We don't want to offer everything. Mostly Blu-rays and the box set will be the final thing. Speaking of the box set, we will be doing. We are doing a test print of the box set. I sent in my my template, so we'll see what we get back. We're going to test the sizing and make sure everything fits, and then it's just going to be about waiting for the final cut. But as you can see, we have been picking out shots. We have been doing something. I'm going to be working on a new intro pretty soon. That's going to be our next focus. But one of the things that's been taking a lot of energy lately is Ghost in the Fog. So Ghost in the Fog recently got launched in animation. I think I've mentioned that previously on the thing, but we are really moving along. So tonight I want to show you a couple of things. We're not going to necessarily jump into huge bits of animation. I am going to show you one updated clip, but I'm going to show you an updated set of characters. So you saw them there, but as you can see here, oh my God, I'm so big. Let me see. Let me go a little smaller. There we go. So as you can see, these are the new characters. There's a little bit more shading on them. There's a little bit more detail. So as we have been progressing with animation and moving through, we have been working on the look. And the look is coming. I mean, I love this. You guys have seen them. I mean, even if you look at this is without the shading and now with the shading, and you can see that there's a little bit more depth there. There's a little bit more of that Sin City contrast. And we're really getting into that level of like Batman, the animated film that we were really going for to try and get this going. So here's a couple shots from what we've been working on. This is an overhead shot of some of our characters running away. Lana and Brandon, after some nasty stuff happens to Brandon. Here's a shot of Dom and Jason fighting, which I'm actually going to show you what this shot looks like momentarily. And then here's a shot of Lana watching the action, wondering what she's going to do, and kind of go from there. But you can see everything's really coming together. I've been approving shots in animation. We just started our new editor, John Caldwell. Welcome, John, back to the family. He's picked up editing. He's going to do a conform of everything fairly soon, which in the best part is that we were able to record with Chelsea and Zoran from Dead Meat. They are going to be playing Lana and Brandon in Ghost in the Fog. That is the gentleman in the middle and the lady to the right. So that will be played by Chelsea and Zoran. They came in and they did a recording session at Iceman Audio in Burbank, California, and it went amazing. As you can tell by this picture right here, I was giving a little bit of direction to Chelsea and just encouraging her to really find the depth. Chelsea did great. Zoran did great. John's been chewing through the lines. I did a whole breakdown. I went back and listened to the session and transcribed the whole thing myself. And they really did improve, what we had. And I'm really looking forward to you guys checking that out. So right now, Ghost in the Fog is working on, there's 3 sections, or I would say there's 4 sections. So section 3 has been worked on. No, there's probably 6 scenes. So section 3 is being worked on right now, and section 4. Then there's 5. So 5. Let's say there's 5. So there's 5 scenes. Section 3 and 4 are being worked on right now. That's the first. Was kind of where we're starting. It was like the easiest part to sort of get going and test some things. Then we're going to loop back around to scenes 1 and 2, which is the introduction and then the death scene that you can actually see a preview of on the channel. And then we're going to go back to scene 5, which is the final sequence of the final escape. And will our character make it or not? So if you want to support this film, again, Ghost in the Fog is crowdfunding right now. The link to that campaign is in the description of this video. Please share that link this week. Let people know that this is going on. And like I said, I was going to show you guys this shot. So just check out how cool this shot looks right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and yeah, pretty cool here. I'll do it one more time. So there is no sound with that yet. That's just a look at animation. Those are the types of shots that come in to me, and I give them, I give them my notes. That got a pass and an approval. I have a bevy of other shots waiting in my inbox right now for notes. But I'm really, really excited about that. Ghost in the Fog is going to be, along with Final Cut, in production all the way through probably February of 2026. Now that Ghost in the Fog has been launched and editorial has been taken off my plate, I'm going to be switching my attention back to the Final Cut. The next couple of weeks for me are going to be getting this new scene done so we can insert that into the middle of the film. And then after that, we're going to turn our attention to the introduction. We're probably going to do more pickup shots because we're not doing anything that's narrative. It's more like artistic expression of moments in the Friday the 13th history with newspaper clippings and things like that, little inserts to kind of help like spice up the intro, and then working with Tyler again on a really cool introduction title card, which I think people are really, really going to love. Now my final stop for the evening as far as production updates on this before we go over to the to share the some campaign look. Let's talk about a little project called Ghost Chicken. Ghost Chicken, as I've pitched to you guys before, is the upcoming graphic novel that I'm working with Scott Allen Gregory from Apostrophe Books on. We are very, very excited about this. Right now, the tentative schedule is that we're going to launch the pre-launch campaign on September 8th. That is going to allow you to sign up and be notified when the campaign goes live sometime in early October. It sort of depends on when a few of our elements for marketing come together. If they come together sooner than later, we may end up launching that campaign a little earlier, maybe the last week of September. I thought there was going to be another campaign launching, but I think that we're going to have a clear boat to just sort of just go and do this thing. Anyway, here's a good look at the new cover image that we worked on with the new logo. I want to show you guys a lineup of the characters. Starting to the left, we have Employee of the Month, Greg. Then there's Jasper. You can see the chicken tucked down there. That's Lexi. Then Olivia. Then Lulu. And then that's Charles, the owner of Vegan Eden. These are the main characters, or at least most of the main characters that are in the film. There are a few people that aren't in this just yet, because in the campaign, there are going to be 2 characters that our backers can submit their likeness, and they will be chosen, or they can purchase to have their likeness inserted into the comic and be the character. There's 2 characters with speaking lines, and there's going to be 10 characters for putting faces and backgrounds of certain shots. So we will offer those. We're going to have a soft cover, a hard cover, which I can actually show to you right now. So here is what the hard cover is going to look like. This is the actual image for it. This is also what the posters will look like, but the book itself will look a little bit more like this. So as you can see, this is the hard cover right here. The soft cover will have, it'll be a little bit more flush. We're really excited about this look. Samuel, no, I said the wrong name. Herm did this one. Herm did the cover. Sam's doing the pages. And then we have another artist who's doing an alternate look. So what we're going to offer on the campaign as well is an alternate Kickstarter exclusive cover, which was done by an artist by the name of Tiago. And this is a sneak preview of that right there. So this is obviously Lex with the ghost chicken glowing in her glasses. I really, really love this image. We're going to have this available for posters. Other things we're going to have tote bags. We're going to have t-shirts. We're going to have posters. And we are going to also have the original script that was written by myself. That's going to be available, and there's going to be lots of really cool stretch goals. The goal for this campaign is roughly $8,000, and we're hoping that we can raise 10, because that will allow us to afford to do the fulfillment service. So we can just have the books printed, send all the signed stuff to the fulfillment service, and then they will ship it out ASAP. And as soon as the books are ready, we expect them to be ready in April of early next year. So the campaign will run from October to the end of October. And then in November, we will, launch production. It will probably take around 3 to 4 months for those pages to be done. It will take another 2 to 3 months for the books to be made and printed and then shipped here back to our fulfillment service. Those other items like t-shirts, posters, those can get taken care of right away. Those probably like a 2 or 3 week turnaround. And that should turn around really, really fast. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm actually going to show you guys a preview of the campaign, which is currently in progress. So I'm going to, let's see, share screen, share a window, boom. And here we go. Ding. So as you can see right here, I might make myself just a little bit smaller. That's not good. No, there we go. Add to stage. There we go. That's better. So as you can see here, I guess I moved it to a $10,000 goal. I got to put that back. So as you can see here, here's a little sneak preview. You get the little thing. I got to shout out to Scott for doing all the wonderful graphic for us. You can see here, I'm just going to scroll through it really quick. Some sample pages. Can't look yet. Some stuff here, some of our add-ons and the way that this will look. We're really, really pumped about it. So yeah, this is my favorite, just seeing these guys. And then the book, of course, which looks really great. So this is going to be, I'm really excited about this, everybody. I've been looking forward to sharing this story for a long time. And I've always wanted to animate this, but the step towards animation are really, really expensive. And I feel like we have the materials and this is something that's a little bit more affordable to get it out there. If this is popular enough, we will bring this back and do animation. Another cool factor is we have some really good stretch goals for this one that actually more benefit the backer than it does the campaigners in the sense, because in the past, we've been able to do more stuff with our film. In this one, we're actually going to be adding stuff. So like the $10,000 threshold is going to add the fulfillment service. The $20,000 threshold is going to add a glow in the dark pin. The $30,000 threshold is going to add die cut magnets, because we have a sticker pack that everyone's going to get, but then they're going to be die cut magnets of everybody, and also an additional what's it called? I think that's at $40. At 40,000, that will be the die cut stickers. At 60,000, we're going to do a radio play of the story reels of Ghost Chicken. We'd actually be able to listen to the characters live perform the script. At $80,000, we are going to release a final version of the story reels. So just like we did with Ghost in the Fog, if we get to 80,000, everyone who backs the campaign will get a sneak peek at the full 25-minute short film, all the way through story reels, all, with the entire cast and voices and everything. And if we had $100,000, the idea is that everyone wins. When we come back to do the animated feature, everyone on the campaign is going to get a 10% discount to the animated feature thing. So you'll be able to save a little bit more, probably get free shipping and things like that. So by backing Ghost Chicken now, you're actually backing a project for the next probably 2 or 3 years, what's probably going to take to put everything together. The idea is that we can do this in 2D. There's also discussions about making this a 3D animated film, and not only just doing a 3D animated film, but actually being able to render it in 3D. So this would actually be an independent 3D independent animated film. So really excited about that. And we're doing it. So I think that is basically going to cover the spiel for the production updates right now. We'll jump into other things in other weeks, but I'm going to jump into the comments. Let's see what the people are saying. Let's see. Let's see. Ghost Chicken, so far it's reminding me of the Far Side comic from the late 80s. Remember? Oh, I love the Far Side. Definitely got a little bit of twinge of that. In 2007, I took my wife's Japanese friends to see Jason X. They spoke no English and it was fun to watch jump in the base there. Jason goes to Japan, as we call it. That'd be fun. Can't wait for Ghost Chicken. Tyler Adams in the chat, everybody. Liana, I don't know if you were here before, but I showed off the 7-inch figure from the last campaign. So if you haven't, you're gonna have to scroll back and check that out. Look at this. Cheers from the woods of Maine, Vince. I've been dying to ask the past few months, do you personally subscribe to the concept of Jason being able to operate simple machinery? Part 7. Yeah, I think Jason is capable of operating things. He's not dumb. He definitely can get things going, power tools and things like that. He's just usually just working with his bare hands. Let's see. Looks great, man. I'm at work right now, but I'll check out the rest of the stream when I get off. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully, I see you later. Reading, finally doing that. Don't threaten me with a good time. I wish I know what you guys are talking about. So let's see. Did you ever see Voorhees Night of the Beast? And if you did you like it? I have not watched it all the way through yet. Oh, look, Diego Valenzuela, the voice of Dom and Ghost Chicken. We've been watching him a lot this week. Scene 3 is all about Dom. So Dom's getting a lot of love this week. We're doing some really fun things to Dom. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. Car decals. We could probably look into some car decals. Maybe we'll make that some add-on type stuff, because we're gonna have some cool add-ons, and I think the chicken characters really, really work. Let me see. Alley Girl's excited for Ghost Chicken. I'm excited for Ghost Chicken. Really, it's really going to be a lot of fun. Here, let me pull it back to. Let's go back to here. This is a really cool. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Okay, so Samuel Giancola is going to be doing the he's the one who a lot of this stuff right here. See the characters. Sam did most of the characters. Hernan Gonzalez is the one who did. Let me see. Hold on, I just got to switch stuff around. Who did this cover? So Hernan Gonzalez did this, and then Tiago Moda is the one who did this one. So if you want this one exclusive, this one's going to run a little bit more expensive. Obviously, it's only going to be 130 books printed. We're going to do either 130 or 150. Probably 150. I think 130 are going to be available on the campaign. I'm going to take 20 on the road with me, maybe, but it's going to be exclusive through Kickstarter, or if you're going to have to find me somewhere and get it, but it's only going to be that much. The other Ghost Chicken books will be available through the campaign and the post-campaign and all that stuff. We will keep the campaign open all the way through the end of the year and all of that fun stuff. Let's jump into a couple shout outs this week. That's not what I want. Couple shout outs. I want to take a shout out to the Halloween campaign. My good friends Stephen Wolf and Tim Robinson and Mike McPherson and PJ Starks. They got this, and look at Listonja Diaz. We worked on a fun project together, her, Ben Meredith, and I. So anyway, check out this guy's Indiegogo. They are only trying to raise $7,500. They are 75% there. They have 43 days left. Let's help get them to the finish line. They got lots of really cool stuff. Halloween is going to be a series of short films. You can definitely check out the trailer here and check out the campaign. We are co-producers on the campaign, so we've been sort of helping them out. We help them build this. They have a lot of really cool things. They got a really cool t-shirt. This logo is really, really rad. So if you want to pick up a t-shirt or a poster, they do have a Blu-ray, and they have a very affordable associate producer and co-producer and executive producer credits. They're right there. Help them push them over the line. That would definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Checking out our good friends at Friday the 13th franchise.com. It's been pretty slow, I think, in the world of Friday the 13th. But one of the things we've seen this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Jason Universe launched the U2's partners with Jason Universe for the new Voorhees collectible. Again, still not a huge fan of this mask. I do like the posing, not too bad, but I've never heard of these things before. Not my cup of tea, but if you're a collector, sure, get it. Get it if you want. And if not that one, you can get this one, another one that I've never heard of. And I didn't know that this happened, but I feel like Funko Pops have like mutated into 50 different types of competitors, and now you got to collect them all, I guess. Very interesting. This one has a little bit more of the detail on the mask, which is interesting. Like they have from those behind the scenes shot that got released afterwards. Notice that they do have the closed shirt on this one. So very interesting there. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 holes. Oh my God. Who thought of that? I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, so those things are out. And it's interesting that these things are just like slamming all over the place. Because who would have thought? So I guess the other things that are happening in the world of that. are that they're going to be launching, I believe, on Fortnite and another game pretty soon. So keep an eye on that. Maybe Call of Duty. But I think that's the next move. What we're going to hear from the Jason universe. But until something official comes along, we're not going to worry our pretty little heads about it. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, actually, before I forget, let's scroll all the way to the top. The 2026 New Bedford Film Festival is coming up, my friends. As you know, I am a board member. I am the tech director. I am a judge. I'm going to judge your films. I would love to judge your films. I want to watch your films. So what you're going to do for me is you're going to head on over here, and we're going to be opening soon. September 1st, opening date. You're going to be able to submit your films to the New Bedford Film Festival. The event next year is going to be April 9th through the 12th, 2026 in lovely New Bedford, Massachusetts, the little coastal city, famous from Moby Dick. We have a great time. We have a lot of great awards. We have a nice mixture of films. We have great genre films. We have great drama films. We have great documentaries, feature films, short films. We do it all. We have two great locations that we do screenings at Gallery X, which is a cool little church and art space, and then the Steeple Playhouse, which has been very gracious to us. They have a beautiful stage with a beautiful screen and a sound system and a great AV department that really makes my job very simple. I mostly just collect the films and get them organized. They're the ones who stream them and make sure that they are, looking good and sounding good. And we do a good job of really putting everybody's films forward. We have a lot of networking events. We have a lot of special events. So we don't do awards on one night. We do awards every night. We split the awards up per category: music, acting, writing. We usually kind of pick one and give people their night to sort of shine. So you definitely want to come check that out. We do a lot of screenings. We do a great interaction with the 48-hour film festival. We do our own internal one. So definitely come and check those out. If you're a local filmmaker, you can sign up for that and become a part of it. But yeah, I'm really proud of the way that this festival has been coming together. This is going to be our year 3. New goal: read a book to us as a bedtime story. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I could. I could read a book to you guys. That would be something, right? Like, hey, everybody, every Friday night we're going to sit down and Vinny's just going to read a book and talk about it. That maybe we'll think about doing that one day. I'll think about it. And if you guys pick the book, I will do it. Let's see. I got a couple things. I quite like YouTubes. They do a lot of unique stuff from mainstream to even just YouTubers. Cool. I have a lot of their Five Nights at Freddy's ones. That's all right. See, now that's why I need people like you in here, Jacob, is because you explain what the hell I'm looking at, because I don't know what I'm looking at. Then if you want to film in Maine, I'm on a lake, in the woods, down a mile dirt road, private woods, let me know. Yes. We want to film stuff up there like that. The Ghost Chicken book, Vinny. Oh, the Ghost Chicken book. Yes, I will read the Ghost Chicken book. When it comes out, I will read the Ghost Chicken book to you guys. Let me see. But, reading a book wouldn't be too bad. I'll do the voices and everything. Let me see who else. Hey, somebody's going to grab a Ghost Talk. They're still available. Thanks, Dave. You really appreciate it. So anyway, yeah, let's shout out to the New Bedford Film Festival and everybody who they're, our audience attendance last year, I guess 515. That's pretty cool. 200 submissions from last year, 75 selected, 30 awards. I think you got a pretty good chance here. We're going to do best vertical film this year too, huh? I didn't know that. Look at you guys. Best animated film. We're going to get Ghost in the Fog in there and see if I can get a little home cooking. No, it's not allowed. I'm not allowed to enter my stuff into the festival. We do stream stuff, or we do put our own films in, but we try to not just make it all about us. I need a decal for the plow truck. How can I support Womp Stomp Films? You want like a Womp Stomp Films sticker pack? Because I think I have sticker packs on the campaign, or you can just hit me up, just wompstompfilms@gmail.com. Boo right there. If you hit me up there, I can just get you a sticker pack. I got like Never Hike Alone. I have some pretty cool shit out there. Let's see. I'm bringing back this. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring back these live comments. I got to pull the banner off. Back to comments. Okay, now you guys have to say something and the comments will come in. Cameron, a while back, I asked if you were ever going to get Ghost Jason versus Freddy from Dylan's New Nightmare. Are there any updates on that? No immediate update on that. That's not necessarily a priority. Priority would be Dylan's New Nightmare 2, which we're working on, and Cecil has been penning, and we need to give him notes and all that fun stuff. Look at you, Cameron, asking again. I think there might be a little delay. Friggin' commercials. Sorry, everybody. Sorry for the commercials. I don't know how to make them good. I got to figure out a good way for that. Shane O'Connor from Ireland. How you doing? Sorry for that. I didn't mean to offend you. But you got a very Irish name. I really appreciate you stopping in. Let me see who else. It's got some questions, and I wonder if there's anything else I can show you guys. If there's anything else going on. Booga boom, boo doo doo doo. Yeah, guys, it's been like I said, I'm setting up my new space here. As you can see, I got this amazing part 5 poster. The If Jason Still Haunts You, Not Alone. You can see I put my Sweet Revenge lithograph in a frame. I got my Friday the 13th the game poster. I got a nice little whiteboard because Papa's got a lot of stuff to do, and I got to keep myself organized. I literally did this thing today. Where'd they go? I think I took them away, but I don't have them over here. But it's so funny when I actually sit down to do a board like that, and I actually kind of like, okay, I got to put this all on a board so I'm not carrying it around in my head. All of that back there, every single that I carry around that all in my head, and then there's probably about like 5 more tabs I could add to that if I really wanted to. But I don't. I'm trying to keep it. Oh, from Dublin. That's cool. I heard that filming out in Ireland is awesome. A lot of film companies go out there and get good discounts. I think I'm probably going to end up there. Jason Rising 2 update. James keeps trying to launch crowdfunds. There's a couple times he's wanted to launch a crowdfund kind of go. So we're thinking about that and when we want to do it. Pulling together some resources. They're going to film a teaser. And they're going to use that as a launching pad for the crowdfund, which will probably launch next year. I hate being political because it sucks, but Trump's tariffs put a halt on postage between the U.S. and New Zealand, where Bill Hunt lives. Oh, geez. Yeah, I haven't even got to New Zealand yet, but I got to tell you, yeah, shipping so far right now for me has been not great. That's one of the reasons why I'm taking my time and doing it, because I have to go through every single shipping option to see who has the best shipping, because it's between it will be like I'll find the right person, it'll be $16. If I choose the wrong company, it will be like $35. So we're trying to make this somewhat affordable for us to kind of do it. The support that you guys are doing to the channel actually helps kind of like with some of those extra costs, but we're getting there. A lot of tax breaks. Yeah, I hear that. Have you started scripting for Never Hike Alone 3? No, I have not. But I have the full outline in my head. And I know exactly what to do. It's more about when that's going to happen, but it's not my priority right now to write. I just have it outlined. What is your favorite Friday the 13th fan film other than the ones that you have made? Oh. All right. There's one. I think it's called The Curse. But I believe it's South African. And I can't remember the name of the filmmakers, but they have Ginny in it. Ginny is like Auntie Ginny in it. And I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think it's called Friday the 13th, The Curse, which is actually really, really good. Here Comes the Night are pretty good. And then His Name Was Jason was pretty good. I thought that one was pretty rad. Who else made a couple good ones? There's a couple good ones out there. We have a local company that's big there on the river, Tenable. Oh, Sam, what did I miss? Oh yeah, okay. Loved you guys. It's a whole Irish stream in here now. Hey, Vinny, what dream sequences impacted you the most as a kid? Was it the Friday the 13th films or something else? For me, Friday the 13th, especially Corey Feldman screaming in terror in the rain at the beginning of part 5. Yeah, that scene used to get me really, really good. The other one that used to get me was Tommy in the bedroom when Jason appears behind him in the mirror with the double-sided bloody axe. That one always got me. That really kind of understood. What's up, Evan? Good to see you, buddy. Oh my God. This kid showed up. I can't believe you showed up, dude. The balls for you to show up in this stream and think you're going to walk away. You better get some crutches. You better get some crutches, kid. Jason Rising is my second. I love Jason Rising. I know I worked on it, but it is definitely my favorite. I worked on it because it was my favorite concept that was out there. Sorry if any we went side quest. It's all right. It's all good. I was like, what's going on over there? Womp Stomp Films. I've been thinking about making my own Friday the 13th fan film. I want to know if there's any best places to film at. Any place that's abandoned. Any place that doesn't cost you money. Those are the best places. Any place you can get for free, because then you can go back there multiple times when things might not work out if you're just doing your first one. So you can sort of use that as a way to sort of practice. So I would definitely do that. That'd be a good thing. Camps, obviously. Any place where there's cabins, any place where there's woods, tall pines, or anything that just kind of has that New England feel. You can definitely, find that in a lot of different areas, but choose what the forest means to you, and then build your story around what the forest looked like in your location. And that's basically the way to go. Sam's talking about the Vengeance movies. They're movies. I save a wheelchair for you, but no, with no wheels. Oh, real funny, Jordan out there, wherever you are. What, Pennsylvania? Fucking whole state's got broken legs, dude. I know. I was just scouting in that area not too long ago, so I'm definitely in love with Maine. Maine is the best. Have you seen the new Friday the 13th game merch coming to Spirit? By the way, they got a Savini Jason mask and an NES mask. Yeah, I know. I saw the retro mask. I saw the retro axe. I saw the Savini mask, all coming to Spirit. So that's pretty cool. Vincent saw a video I think you would like, where Kane Hodder was asked if it would win Bigfoot or Jason. He said Jason would beat the shit out of Bigfoot. Yeah, that's definitely a Kane answer for you. Waldo County. Yeah, dude, what a great name, Waldo County. Speaking of NES, Jason, my friend that works at Retro Game Store actually managed to find me a copy of the OG NES Friday game. No lie, I have 3. I have 3 copies of that game now. My friend gave me one as a gift. You want to see something cool? This is the actual box, my friend. Look at this thing. Look at this unboxing video. That's the key to doing this, right? Boom. Oh, look at that pristine, kid. Never needed a blow. Hasn't been blown once. This is a virgin cartridge. Look, here's my favorite part. You know what my favorite part is? You got this, which is rad. This. Look at this. Oh, pristine. You can see PDFs of this, but I love this thing. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? So show that to your friend, and I bet you he'll think that that's pretty cool. Remember these guys? I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. Love it. Look at Kane on the front there. So funny, they just cut him out and they put him on that weirdo background. It's so 80s. I believe this was what, 1986? Let me see. Is there a made in Japan? Wait. 1988 Paramount Pictures. Wow. The game wasn't impossible. They just didn't really tell you how to beat it. It took me years to figure out how to beat it. I didn't know what to do, but you can beat it. You just got to beat Jason 3 times. When will you do another Never Hike Alone? Probably, I'm thinking about crossing that bridge next year after I get some stuff done. What do I think of the Halloween game trailer? I can't wait. You know, I don't even have a PlayStation 5 yet, but whenever that comes out, I was waiting for GTA 6, but if the Halloween game's going to be out before then, I will probably be on that sucker. Do you think a new video game will be single player or multiplayer? I hope they keep the gameplay of the 2017 one. I think if I was a betting man, you know how they talked about the Halloween game, and there was a big emphasis on having both a multiplayer and a single player element that are both like functioning and working on that. I would say that we're probably going to get a mixture of both. How that actually plays out, I don't know. I don't know what the single player will look like. I don't know what the balance of the multiplayer is going to look like or what maps they're going to have. But I got a feeling that that's going to be the base ingredient. It will probably be something like the Halloween game. Last I checked, I don't think that Gun and Ilphonic were able to get those rights back. I think it's ended up at another company. I don't know who. I haven't been able to confirm which company it is yet. But I've sort of, through sources and asking around and trying to ask the right questions, I'm pretty confident that Gun and Ilphonic are not involved. So let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. NES Magazine, baby. When were you creating? When you were creating Ghost Jason for the Never Hike Alone, did you have any original designs for him that we never saw? I think I got rid of all those designs. Yeah, I mean, I think I can go another day. I can show you guys some stuff. I actually ejected the thing that would have had it on there, but there were some versions of the mask that didn't get used. We could definitely show those one weekend. Show us the Ghost Chuck and Hoxie mask, Vinny. The Jason universe leaves bad taste. Hey, that's signed by Skylar, so that's kind of a cool thing to have. Playing NES as a kid, hoping no one unplugged it before you got back from school. You know, that was the key, was you needed time to beat that game. Nintendo Power. I also had the Game Genie that helped. Look at you guys going after each other. I thought I was cool getting it in mail. Give me another live action Friday the 13th fan film, and you working with one of the Jason actors would still play Jason or haven't played Jason for a few scenes. Yeah, I would do that. In fact, I made really good shout out to Glenn Ennis, who I met at Crystal Lake Nightmares. I talked to him about doing some stuff with us, and I don't know if he's watching tonight or watching on another night. If he's ever checking in, we got to stay in touch. But there's a pretty good chance that if we ever do another Never Hike Alone, that I'm going to call Glenn, and I'm going to say, hey, Glenn, you want to come down and do this? We're going to do a new version of Ghost Jason. It would be a couple of years after Kyle MacLeod goes missing. So not missing, Kyle MacLeod gets off the internet. So we definitely get that. Let's see. Really hope Halloween and Friday don't have a cheap, simple mission-based single player. Yeah, I didn't love the single player in the original Friday the 13th game. I love the multiplayer. Single player was a little something left to be desired, but you know, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I still don't know. I can't say anything on that. Tyler's got his fingers crossed as well. I'm just hoping for the best. I'm really hoping that there is it's almost like Until Dawn, or that other one, the one with the werewolves in it. What's it? It's like, it's not Cedar Lake or something like that. Well, the quarry. You know, something in that realm would be nice. Alley Girl, I think we need her to play a cameo in one of the fan films. Don't let her get killed, or maybe a final girl. Yeah, we'll have to have some good cameos for people. That'd be fun. There's going to be a story mode for playing as Michael and for playing as one of the heroes. That's cool. See, that sounds fun. But we'll see. But I think, if the information I heard was correct, and I can't release that information yet, you guys pick a few good games. Pick a few good games to play over the next extended period of time before we ever get a whiff of what is going to be coming out for Friday the 13th. I think that what people are going to have to understand is just how much needs to be done, how much sort of everything starting from scratch in that world in a way. Obviously, they got a bunch of stuff that they've been launching this year, but it took them a year to get, toys, a commercial, and the stuff going. Obviously, the TV show is going to be coming first, but the TV show is going to be the main course for quite some time. And then eventually there are more things coming down the pipe. Halloween Horror Nights is launching soon. I don't know anybody who's gone. I actually got to talk to our good friend who was here a couple of weeks ago, who went and saw the Halloween Horror Nights Friday the 13th Friday the 13th experience. And I have to say there is a little bit of a similarity to Never Hike Alone once again. I'll let you guys experience it for yourself. If anyone's going to go to Universal or to Hollywood and check out the Friday the 13th haunt, you're going to have to go check that out and let me know what you guys think. But I did hear a preview of what it was, and I almost spit out my drink. So Jacob, when you go to Halloween Horror Nights, you need to tell me what happens, because I think it's kind of funny. I will only if Kyle comes out of retirement. Okay. Maybe that, you know what? Here's the scene. You ready? We cut to Kyle. Like, what's Kyle doing? Where did he go? Why isn't he in this movie? He's going to be on a tropical island sitting in a hot tub with Alley Girl. And they're going to be having a great time having drinks. So that's the scene I'll write in. What do you think of that? We'll make that one of the perks, Alley. Like, who gets to be the hot tub girl or the hot tub guy? Who knows? You never know with Drew. So we that's the idea of the week, is that we're going to do the hot tub scene we're going to do that as a perk on the Never Hike Alone 3 Indiegogo or Kickstarter, wherever we end up running. Hot tub with Drew scene. All right, everybody, we're coming up on 1 hour. I am a tired man this week. We got a lot of work done. Got moved into the new space, did a bunch of shipping. Been on top of health this week, doing the Muay Thai, doing some running. I got another run tomorrow morning. I got a 4-mile run tomorrow, and then I got 2 hours of Muay Thai. Getting into shape, guys. Getting into shape because I'm going to be in a movie called Shiver this winter. I'm going to be getting ready for some other acting roles, hopefully pretty soon, and all that fun stuff. I think everybody loves that idea. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Yeah, that's an understatement. Hey, why are you running? Why am I running? Away from all this pain. No, I don't know. I just need to stay in shape. As the saying goes, no run, no Muay Thai. I've been training Muay Thai coming up on a year. Starting at my next test, I'm coming up on my 12 months there. I've been training since 2012 Muay Thai, and I've been training martial arts most of my adult life and child life as well. I started at like 6 years old, but I've been at this one place, Burke's in Providence, which has been really, really great. This is my first year through their system, so we have like promotion ceremonies and stuff like that. In fact, some of my armbands are around here anyway. Coming up on my year there, and this sort of fall, I really wanted to rededicate some attention and focus in my daily and weekly routine towards, putting time aside to go to Muay Thai, and then doing the things that help me become a better, student of the game. And a lot of that has to do with cardio and running. I mean, anyone who's ever fought or has ever done martial arts knows that when you do sparring, it is probably the most tiring thing you can do. But I mean, anyone who's boxed or done any type of MMA or BJJ, it is exhausting. And so running is a huge part of that cardio, not just like running and jogging, but sprints and other things like that. So I've been sort of slowly but surely getting myself on a routine. If you guys want to follow me on my personal account at Vincent DeSanti on Instagram, I'm going to be going back to like what I did about 2 years ago, which was do accountability posts. I'm not trying to be that guy, but it really does help. It really does help to say, I did my workout today. I have to post it. And, people are expecting me to post it, not so it's them, but it's more for yourself. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that. If you guys want to follow along on my fitness journey, my birthday is coming up October 21st. It will be my 42nd birthday. The magical number 42 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I'm looking forward to the 42. 41 was such an odd age, but 42, I got a good feeling about 42. So trying to get in good shape for 42, trying to maintain that shape for 42. So for the next few weeks, the goal is Muay Thai 3 to 4 days a week. I did 3, or we'll be doing 4 days this week and run 3 days a week. Got to work on some strength and conditioning as well. I'm still trying to figure that out in the schedule, but things are moving along. We're getting stuff done at Womp Stomp Films. As you can see, production on everything is still running smoothly, and hopefully these shipments will be done soon. These new movies will be coming up and being on the stuff. And of course, Ghost Chicken launching, pre-launching early September, launching on crowdfunding late September, early October. So definitely need you guys there to support that. Happy to help you on any advice for running. I was decent. I'm pretty schooled. I got a good friend of mine, Ned, who does marathon running. So anytime I need to do the long distance stuff, I usually kind of run with that guy. He is a maniac. He got invited to run with the Michelob ultra light team, which is pretty cool. And I know he does about like 4 or 5 marathons, if not more, a year. That's crazy. Me, I'm running 5Ks. Like I run a 5K a day. I do the intervals. I try to do hills. And then when I can, I find an open field and just do sprints. And I ran track in high school and things like that. So I know, I kind of remember the workouts. I just kind of repeat what I did there, but I do appreciate that. You can even sing. Of course you can. I can't sing. I cannot sing. Happy to help you with, oh, sorry, just looking at that. Also got in October. Oh, and Tyler, we got to talk because you got to come out at the end of September and help out with some stuff. So we got to get on that. I'm going to be spreading the word on that. Tyler's going to be coming up and helping me with stuff. It's on the podcast. And maybe he'll join me. I've been exercising consistently for the last 6 months or so, and this is the first time in my life I've ever done that. Also, I'm on day 24 of no alcohol. Woo! And I want to be fitter than ever by 45. Dude, good for you. I don't drink that much anymore. The only thing I have now are Angry Orchard apple ciders and an occasional wine. Sorry, guys. I did have the apple ciders. They were pretty good. But what was I saying? Yeah, but dude, taking alcohol is the number one thing. You want to lose weight, don't drink. You'll lose 20 pounds just not drinking, and you'll see it in your face. You'll see it in everything. So good luck to you, and I wish you the best. Oh, that's way too long. I was mile 5,000, 5K max in college. Oh, I was a sprinter in high school. I ran the 50, the 300, the 4x4. Hated the 4x4, the 4x2. Never really did the I wasn't a big mile or anything. I mean, I can run probably like at best a 7-minute mile when I'm cooking, but right now my miles are clocking in around 8:15. But that's, that's kind of my pace. And I do sort of like when I run, I do like, I look at telephone poles and I say, okay, between this telephone and that telephone pole, I'm going to pick up pace. Okay. And then I'm going to get a rest and I'm going to pick up pace. So I try to do the interval, like when you're fighting, you throw a combo, it's like sprinting, and then you got to recover and you got to keep moving, active recovery while you're moving around the ring and getting kicked and get your breath back. That's usually kind of the only way you can really replicate it. Get that apple crap out of here. Get out of here. You're not the only one, Alley Girl. Nice view. That's great. And he's raising a beer bottle. Technically, it's lifting. That is true. Look at this guy, Ghost Fox. I just want to drop in and say thank you for the Never Hike Alone films. I appreciate it. But I'll tell you what, Sam, if I'm ever in Ireland, we'll go for a run together. We'll pick a nice mile and just cruise. We'll just sprint that shit and go grab a pint. A pint of Angry Orchard. No, Blood Orange. I'm sorry. Ever since I went to them, they indoctrinated me. They put a chip in my neck and they said, no more, Vin. You can't say any bad more things. I'm just kidding. Dude, I don't make me go get I got inducted to my high school Hall of Fame. I have the stuff over there. I could bring it over and really show off, but we won't do that today. Look at this guy, track coach. Dude, track was the best. You know what I used to love doing at track? One more story before I go. We had a big tractor trailer truck where all of our track equipment was being held. And of course, the other thing I did was high jump. So we used to push all the high jump mats outside of the truck and then climb on top of the truck and like do like flips onto the mats while we were supposed to be setting them up. Dude, we had like no equipment. We were doing high jump like in the parking lot on gravel with like sneakers on, and then we'd go to like Reggie Lewis Center in Boston and like actually be on like a beautiful thing, and we'd like realize that we could actually jump because we'd be not doing it like in the high school cafeteria. What a weird drop in. Hey, whatever works, dude. Yeah, now welcome to the Ghost Files Track Podcast. We're going to be talking about stride lengths this week. Uh, so anyway, yeah, if you guys ever want to join me on a run, I definitely got to talk to Ned. We got to get a little club together called Never Run Alone. Maybe that's what we're going to do. You know what? On the social medias, if you guys want to keep up with me, I'm going to start using the hashtag Never Run Alone. If you want to run with me, I'm going to post my runs every day. I'm going to hashtag Never Hike Alone. If you want to run with us, tag Womp Stomp Films, tag Vincent DeSanti, and hashtag Never Run Alone. And let's all get on a nice little health kick together. Let's all be healthy. Let's eat healthy. And then we can celebrate at Christmas and eat a bunch of fucking junk and start over for next year. So with that said, you guys all have a wonderful evening. You have a wonderful weekend. I will be back probably not next week, but the week after that. I'm trying to figure out what my schedule is, but I'm definitely probably going to end up taking next week off. Remember, the Horror Depot's Dark Arts Festival is the following weekend, next weekend, which will be September 7th. I will be there on Sunday at RISD. I hope to see you guys there. If not, Monster Expo in Taunton in October, right before my birthday. So we're definitely gonna do that. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. And until next time, I will see you all on the trails. Good night, everybody.